Question here, and it says, can you give a breakdown of the differences between the 4 printers? I certainly can. First of all, we've got the P1S behind me, we've got the X1C behind me, we've got the A1 at the top, and below me we've got the A1 Mini. I'll give you a nice breakdown now so you know the differences between them, the rough prices, and hopefully you can make an informed decision. This is the current top of the range Bambu printer, and it is an X1 carbon. The thing that makes this different to the other one is it comes with a very good interactive touchscreen. It's also got LiDAR capabilities inside, so when you do your first layer of a print, it will do a LiDAR scan. You can see that just there on the end of it, and it will basically check the first layer. There's some built-in AI functionality and technology in there that tries to ensure a better quality print. Also, it's got a 1080p camera, and if you look at the live printing on the app, you get a very smooth image. Those are the main differences there. We'll move over now to the P1S. Open the door. The P1S comes with just this screen here. That's the first major difference. It's a button press screen. You can install an aftermarket screen like I've done here, but it doesn't have the LiDAR scanner on the end of it. You can see it's just the actual head unit itself. So when you do your first layer on this one, it doesn't scan it and it doesn't check it to see what the quality of it is like. That being said, oh, and also before I go on to the next bit, it's got a 720p camera with a much lower frame per second rate. That being said, I am printing the same parts with both of these, and the quality is identical. It really is. I'm going to move over to the A1 and the A1 Mini. So you can see them both in action here, and they're called a bed slinger. You'll see on these printers, the head is moving around itself. The bed is basically only going up and down. On these ones, the head or the hot end is going sideways and the bed is going back and forth. So that's called a bed slinger, and ultimately it takes up a bit more space because of that, because if you think about it, it's got to go fully back and fully forward, and the same on this one, but you get a really fast print out of it because of that. And to be honest with you, the quality on these is as good as the quality on these. The difference between these two printers is the size. It's purely the size of it. We've got a 256 by 256 by 256 bed on that one. This one here is smaller. I don't know the actual exact amount. I'm trying to look now if it says on there. I can. It's a lot smaller, but I've been able to print most things with this. As you can see, this comes, well, it's not obvious, but this comes as a fully assembled unit. So when you take it out of the box, you don't have to assemble anything. It just goes. And it's a really nice compact printer. This one, I did have to do some basic assembly on it. You have to screw some things in, you have to lube it up, but it was also a very simple process. Let's talk about the price of all these machines. This one, last time I checked, it's regularly on sale, and I think, and this is me thinking, you have to double check yourself, I think it's approximately £180 for that machine on its own. The A1, I think, is about £100 more, £280 rings a bell. It could be more, could be less, but that's about the ballpark figure. The P1S, I believe you can pick these up for kind of £500 to £600 now. They're kind of the second highest price printer they currently do. Very good. The X1C, when I got it, was approximately £1,200. They are now down to £1,000, I believe. So yeah, £1,000, 600, 280, 180. What you'll see on top is an AMS unit, the material unit. I've got that on 3 of my printers. You'll see that the A1 has something called an AMS light. It's meant to go on the side, but you can print this bracket that allows you to print it on top. These ones are a contained unit which you sit on the top. So if you buy that with the printer, it probably adds another £150 to £200 to the price. But I would highly recommend it, and I'll do another video about how useful that is at some point. Now, if I had to give my recommendation on which one to go for, obviously budget is a key factor there. But having had the most expensive, the second most expensive, there is one below this, which is the P1P. There you go. It's the P1P, and that is cheaper again, but it doesn't have the shell on it. It doesn't have this, but you can print them out. I would probably recommend, for a complete beginner with a budget of, let's say your budget's £300, I would recommend personally to go for probably the A1 Mini with the AMS, and I'm trying to show this whilst not being able to see the screen, because that allows you to do multicolour printing then, and to have a spare backup if you're doing large objects. If you've got a bit more, I would go for the A1 of those. If you've got a luxury budget, I would definitely recommend the X1C, but a good middle ground one is the P1P, or sorry, the P1S behind me. That is an absolutely outstanding printer for the price. Honestly, you won't get anything as good as that anywhere near. Those are my recommendations. That's the breakdown. Obviously, if you want more statistics, look at the data sheets. I'll answer any more questions. Thanks for watching.